All right, yes, indeed, there will be speech contests in this coming winter and spring. And I'm going to tell you all about how that works. There will be two types of speech contests. As I mentioned earlier, there'll be a speech evaluation contest and an international speech contest. In the speech evaluation contest, the idea is that a test speaker gives a 5 to 7 minute speech. And then the contestants get 5 minutes to formulate an evaluation. And then after that, the contestants are brought up one at a time to give their evaluation of that same speech. Judges then decide who gave the best evaluation. That's the speech evaluation contest. For the international speech contest, each contestant gives a 5 to 7 minute speech. Can be on any topic, although it's usually inspirational in nature. And then judges decide who gave the best speech. So those are the two types of speeches we'll have this year. The contest dates work as follows. The club contests need to be completed by February 15th. And the winners of the club contests will go on to the area contests. So each club belongs to an area, and that's the area they go to. Area contests must be scheduled somewhere between February 21st and March 12th. And the winners of the area contest are sent to the division contests. The division contest must be held between March 14th and March 31st. And the winners of those contests go on to the district contests, which are held during the CLCON conference, the Communications Leadership Conference 2022 in May. The actual contest will be somewhere in the timeframe May 5th through 13th, but the exact time has not been determined yet because we haven't scheduled the conference yet. So, but anyway, that's the idea. The contestants flow up from club to area to division to district, and these are the timeframes in which these things will happen. The contest formats, well, for a club, you can have either an online or an in-person contest. Either is fine. If your club meets online, you can have an online contest. If your person meets in person, you can have it in person. If your club meets hybrid, you can do some sort of hybrid contest. So that's really up to the club how they do that. Clubs can actually choose contestants by any other means they want. So in particular, if you only have one person who wants to do the international speech contest, for example, in your club, you can just nominate that person. That's what the club officers can do, and just send that person on to the area contest. So that's fine too. But if you are going to have a contest, you have to use the Toastmasters International rules for running the contest. The area, division, and district contests are online only, this year anyway. Could be different next year, but this year they're online only. So those are the formats. Here are some things to do now to start planning for club contests. Decide whether you want to do an in-person or an online or a hybrid contest. Typically, I would imagine you'll determine that by the kind of meetings you have. So, but it's up to you to decide that. And one thing I should mention is that you can optionally combine two clubs into single contest events. I don't think most clubs do that, but some do. And the advantage of that is that not all clubs have enough members to fill all the contest roles. You need to have judges, contest officials, test speakers, and so on. So if you combine two clubs into a single event, you can share those people, those roles across both contests. Now, if your club does go solo, it goes by itself, that's fine too. But if you need more people, you can agree to help out at other clubs' contests in return for help at your own contest. So those are some things to think about. Another thing that's good to think about is look for a test speaker if you're going to have an evaluation contest. It doesn't hurt to look earlier. As I said, you can probably find someone in your club who's going to give a speech anyway, and that can be your test speaker. Also, make sure if you're going to be an online contest, make sure that you have a paid Zoom account. The thing is that a free account won't quite do it. It doesn't let you run the contest long enough, for one thing. But also, you need to have the ability to create breakout rooms in your Zoom session. You need a paid account for that. Now, I think that most clubs that run online, normally we'll have a paid Zoom account for that purpose. So that's probably okay, but you need that. And then you may want to set up the Zoom meeting for the contest fairly early. It probably needs to be set up a little differently in terms of some of the options than for a regular club meeting. So these are things to start thinking about now. You should also select the main contest officials early on. You need some contest chair, some person who will be the contest chair. This is the person who will organize the contest. And then you also need a contest master. This is the Toastmaster for the contest, if you will, the master of ceremonies who actually runs the contest at the time. In most cases, the contest chair and the contest master are the same person, but they don't have to be. You can make them separate people. You also need a chief judge. This is the person who's going to organize the judging. And you need a Zoom master who can handle some of the Zoom tasks that you need for a contest. That's obviously just for an online contest. So here are some of the things that the Toastmaster's role needs to take care of. Mute and unmute people where needed. Create breakout rooms, that's needed typically. Let people into the contest room from the breakout room or the waiting room. It's actually important that you not let people get in at any old time, because you don't want someone to come into a meeting in the middle of someone's speech. That can be disruptive, and they should always come in between speakers in that situation. So the Zoom master can handle that kind of thing. Zoom master can also spotlight speakers so that there's a certain speaker is showing up and other people who are not directly related to the speech do not show up on people's screen. And then if a speaker wants to be recorded, the Zoom master can take care of that as well. All right, so those are some of the aspects of the Zoom master role. Now let me talk about contest resources. This is important, a number of resources available to you that you should study in order to figure out how to run a speech contest. So where do you find these resources? Well, Toastmasters International's website has it, and the district31.org website has it as well. There is a contest resources page there, and that will have a lot of information for you. So in more detail, what are these resources? Well, first of all, the rule book, the speech contest rule book, it's on the Toastmasters International website, but it's also on the District 31 website. You should read that and you should understand it. If you're going to run a contest, you need to understand what the rules are, and this will spell it out exactly. There is actually another document called the Online Best Practices document, which you can find at Toastmasters International. And this tells you how to run an online contest. There are other things that will help you with that, but this is one of them. So you can learn from Toastmasters who have done it before, and it gives some step-by-step best practices for contest chairs and the chief judges. On the Toastmasters International website, there are also contest kits, and they have a whole bunch of forms that you need to be able to run a contest successfully. So for example, contestants have to fill out the form saying that they're eligible and that their material is original. So that's something they have to sign. Judges have to fill out a form saying they're eligible to be judges, but also there are judging forms. So judges fill out a certain kind of judging form. There's one for the speech evaluation contest and one for the international speech contest. And those forms are available online at the Toastmasters International's website. There are also contest certificates. Oh, and there are other forms as well. There's a notification of winners form that you send to the next level. There is a timers form. There's a ballot counters form, things of that sort. And there are also contest certificates. The idea here is that each contestant should be able to get a certificate of participation. And you can find that form, and it's a fillable PDF form. You fill it in with the name of the participant and the contest and the date, and you give it to them. And then there are forms for the first and second and third place winners as well. So you want to have all those forms available ahead of time, and you get that this way. On the district31.org website, we have a number of scripts that are very important. There's a speech contest script. This is really the script for the contest master tells them pretty much step by step exactly what they're supposed to say. And it just walks through the whole contest line by line and how you run the contest. There's also a Zoom master script that we put up for this year. And that tells the Zoom master what he or she needs to do during a speech contest. There is also a contest chair briefing script and a chief judge briefing script as well. So you can find all those resources on district31.org.